Gotta do a show. We have a show to do. Hello. What'd you say?
I rolled Stu a joint.
Oh, did
He
you?
also gave me a nice hefty bag of weed. Thank you, Stu.
I saw that he is giving gifts today.
He actually, so yesterday I was in Staten Island, and I was enjoying a nice breakfast at the park of strawberry French toast.
Sure.
I received a phone call from Stu Finer. It was about 8:45 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
I said, hello, Stu. He goes, I'm going to bring some weed in tomorrow. You want some? I said, Stu, I'd love some.
Yeah, it's nice.
He used to bring in like a garbage bag and just reach in, take it out, and put it on your desk.
That's what he did. He gave me a big old handful, put it on my desk.
I noticed
said,
that he gave Marty some, and I remember this day last year, he gave Marty like the same nugget of weed, and it sat on Marty's desk for about 3 weeks, maybe a month.
Yeah.
Oh, mine will be gone by tomorrow.
Let me tell you. Yeah, his is gone. Guys, that ball's pretty sick.
It's awesome.
All right. I mean, are you going to show the ball? I mean, we can't just talk about the ball.
It's on the charger.
I'm going to tweet it right now. I have a ball that it's a boomerang.
I love the fact that you said that. Boomerangs have been around forever. You now have a ball that does the same thing, and you think you've rediscovered.
Well, it's a fan, though. It's not like
boomerangs take a lot of effort.
Do boomerangs actually work?
I think they do with people that know how to use them.
Exactly. This takes a moron. Just go like this, and it comes back to you. And it could. I would give that to my kid all day. And
tweet the video so that the
you would
viewers
give
can
that
see
to
what you're talking
yourself all
about.
day.
I'll tweet it out right now.
There's no chance you're giving that to your kid. You're just going to do it to yourself.
Hell
But
yeah.
that's the point. You could play catch with yourself.
In fact, you're going to stand the kid over there and continue to throw it to him, and it always comes back to you. And the kid doesn't.
It's like the ultimate catch cuck.
All right, Pick Central, Barstool's Daily Gambling Show. Everybody's here except for Rico. Rico could be in by the end of the show. They're doing Pick 'em right now. Hi, Smitty.
Hi, Mr. Walker.
What?
What did I do?
Why don't you just stand up here and take a big dump on this desk? Just make a mockery of the show. It's fine.
Brandon Walker. What parlays did I take last night that hit, according to your?
You're just
your
betting.
stipulations?
You're over betting every game. You're
No, I'm
juicing every pick.
I'm not juicing every pick. I'm finding value.
You're juicing every pick.
See, the way I would equate this is to.
Is he juicing every pick?
I've given my concerns.
So I would equate this to count carding, playing blackjack. You're not going to win every single hand that you'd play count carding, but if you actually
card counting,
yes, if you actually put some effort into the skill and do some analytics instead of just going overs and put bets on what you think are advantageous and hammer those bets, you might end up succeeding.
If you ever say advantageous on this show, I'm going to kick you out.
yeah, you butchered the English language during that whole thing.
Way too big word.
I think you said advantageous.
I did say advantageous.
Okay, fair enough.
I'm gonna have Smitty's back actually just for a second here. If his record wasn't so good to kind of like go with the units, I wouldn't like if he was like below 500 and it was up like 20 units, I'd be like, this is a sham. But he's 56 and 38.
And it's
that's a really good record.
And it's extraordinarily volatile. I could very well be under 500 by
last month. You were up 20 units and fell. I remember.
I was up like 15, but yeah, I fell.
I hope you fall again.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean,
we're here to.
I want to win. I hadn't won a month yet since I've been here.
We're here to lift all ships.
Months.
We're not trying to. Okay, it's not as impressive. Okay, there goes the ball, and it comes back.
I mean,
Marty's face is almost better than the ball.
It's so sick. Look at that. Look at the next one. It fucking crawls up on my chest.
Unbelievable. This is crazy.
It's a ball with a fan in it, Marty.
And it's loud. I'm sorry. It's loud. Is that too old man of me?
Oh, yeah, it's way
fucking
too old.
loud.
Get off my lawn.
Look at Big Ev and me, how giddy we are.
I wish you could have saw my face behind the camera. I was ecstatic.
There's someone else I need to talk to on this show.
Who you need to talk to?
That man.
What's up?
Oh, Ben Mintz.
Talk to me.
Ben Mintz yesterday goes, I'm going to start tweeting out my thought process on college football. Mm-hmm. He just tweeted out the cards. You tweeted out the spreads.
That was the ones I'm looking at, questions, and I'm going to trim it down.
Yeah.
No, Mincy's thought process.
Can't the man look at the board?
Mincy's thought process was question marks.
No, question means I'm going back to look at it.
Mincy, I loved it. I'm not going after you. I think it's just funny that you just tweeted out the spreads of the games.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at. Those are what my early leads.
All right, can I ask you a question?
Of course.
So you recorded a fantasy football thing in the lobby today.
I did.
Where we all sit. Are you wearing your hat like that as a joke, or is that how you wear that hat?
It's a combo. Like I did it the first time. It didn't. The helmet I put on didn't have the thing you could strap in on the first segment, and we did it. And everybody laughed their ass off at me, and so now it's a thing. And so I'm just gonna do it.
Can we just zoom in on the way he wears his hard hat?
Hey, that's a cartoon character right there.
It's the Underminer from The Incredibles.
Yeah.
He looks like the Underminer from The Incredibles. That's how he.
It was as most things are. It was unintentional week one, and then it became funny, and people liked it. So now it's just gonna happen every week.
That's fantastic. I gotta. Anyway, where do we start? Okay, so Rico will be in here a little bit. We got college football. We got pro football. I know you're old enough and are gonna probably feel the same way about me. Norm Macdonald mean a lot to you guys?
I have something
Yeah.
to say, and I felt really bad about it, and I honestly didn't know anything really about him.
Okay, that's fine.
I've seen his stuff and whatever. It didn't hit me the same. I'm not like
Y'all are mid-20s.
I'm not like an
I get it.
avid
Y'all are
fan.
mid-20s.
gap there.
Yeah,
The
get it.
ESPYs clip I've seen a lot.
Yes,
though.
there's certain things I've seen a bit of, and he's very funny.
But you two today. I mean, or
Yeah,
Norm
it's-
Macdonald. Yeah.
It's sad. We had no idea like that hit like a ton of bricks. So he's been a big sports gambler his entire life. And
Gambler, period, yeah.
He's been huge in the poker scene.
Yeah, big poker world guy.
So whenever we went out the past couple of years, we were able to see and hang out with Norm, and he's always been very nice and always affable. But he's always seemed like a little off, and we just like chalk it up to Norm being Norm.
Right.
And we had an interview scheduled with him, and he slept through it.
Yeah.
And Brent Hanks, the guy we were doing it with, he's like, "Oh, that's just Norm being Norm. Don't worry about it." We're like, okay, Norm's a little quirky. He's a little
Right.
off. No idea he was fucking battling cancer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Sad.
Jesus Christ.
Well, I think this is the second. Like, remember Chadwick Boseman? Nobody knew he was battling cancer. He ends up dying at 43, and now Norm Macdonald. Nobody knew he was battling cancer. He's dead at 61.
But go back and watch Norm Macdonald's Weekend Update stuff when the O.J. Simpson trial was going on.
Unbelievable.
Like, the things that he would say that would be, A, probably right, and B,
Right.
hysterical, you could not do today at all.
And he would have lines that were so funny that the audience just wouldn't get it first, and it would be a slow laugh, and then they realize, oh shit, that's really funny.
The best comedic timing possibly ever.
Yeah.
He got, because OJ played golf with the head of NBC a lot. They were golfing buddies, and Norm got canned from Saturday Night
Yep.
Live because they told him to quit going at him. And he was so popular, they hired him back a year later to host. That's how good he was.
I just remember the first I think his first Weekend Update, and I didn't know because they changed Weekend Update like once every 2 years. I was huge in Saturday Night Live when I was a kid, and he goes, number one at all the college bars this year was the band Better Than Ezra, and number two was Ezra. And the way he delivered it, like it was so fucking funny. It's not a funny joke, but the way he delivered shit is incredible.
He has, I mean, after doing stand-up for a number of years and quite frankly failing at it in the end, he has my favorite stand-up related quote of all time, and it's good comedians tell jokes to get people to laugh, bad comedians get jokes to get people to clap.
Yeah, no, I can see that. I can see that.
Dirty Work, too, I want to mention. Love the movie Dirty Work.
And one more thing there is it's obviously terrible, but whenever a comedian does, or a famous comedian or a funny guy, the next 12 hours of Twitter are incredible because you just see their videos and you just get to live through Norm Macdonald's like catalog yesterday. It was not fantastic because of the circumstance, but it just makes you realize how fucking funny it was.
It is a shame that like the younger generation can't appreciate him as much as we did because
Yeah.
there wasn't really anybody like him professionally.
I don't know. He comes off as a guy who's not telling jokes, but he tells the funniest jokes you've ever heard. There is nobody like him. Like, nobody has that cadence. Nobody has that look. Nobody has
Demeanor.
that kind of demeanor.
Yeah.
That like, I'd kind of really rather be sitting at a bar right now, but here's a really funny joke.
Yeah.
Something like that.
His Twitter though, you just put. I'm not gonna say. I'm not gonna say anything. I'm not gonna say
Okay.
anything.
Yeah. All right.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I'm not gonna
Less
say
is
anything.
more.
Not gonna say anything. Great comedian.
Yeah. No. Great comedian. Probably the second greatest comedian of all time. The best comedian? You guessed it. Frank
Brandon
Stallone.
Walker?
No.
No.
You ruined it.
Sorry, Frank Stallone.
Do you remember that running bit? Nope. Okay. Anyway,
Frank Stallone, the singer.
Officially the oldest person here. It's all good. All good, brother. So USC, the USC job is open. James Franklin and USC have mutual interest, according to reports. The Penn State coach, Eric Bieniemy, has been linked to it. I don't think I believe that one. And Urban Meyer was asked about it today, and he kind of put his hands in his pockets, looked down, and said, I'm committed to building a winner here. So Urban Meyer's definitely going to be the next USC head coach?
Yep, for sure.
For sure?
Without question.
Do you think after just one game of being absolutely blown off by the Houston Texans, he wants out?
I don't know if he wants out, but I think by game 17, he'll probably be like, I'm a college guy.
Yeah, because
Unless Lawrence steps up big.
especially when you have Lawrence, it's like, all right, now there's so much more pressure. We have our franchise quarterback. I know it's his first year, but it's like USC kind of sounds nice.
Well,
he'd be a god there.
Here's the difference in coaching college and coaching pros for a guy like him. Whenever he gets his hands in a program, within a year or two, he goes into every single game and he has the best players at every position, every single game. And that's the strength of his coaching. You can't do that in the NFL. Nope. You cannot do that in the NFL. You can't overload your roster like Ohio State did when he was there, like Florida did when he was there. You can't do it. So every scheme that he's ever come up with, everything is, I think, contingent on getting better players. It's like Nick Saban. You know, he can get the best players in college. He can do whatever he needs to do to get them there. But in Miami, he was a 9-7. Hope to sign the right quarterback guy.
And we talked about it yesterday. Those quarterbacks are in California, right there for him. And oh goodness gracious!
Oh, the little phlegm in the throat.
Yeah, he'd be able to get them, and I think he would walk around that campus like he's got 4 cocks.
Yeah, no.
Well, I mean that's the difference. Like Trevor in that in this,
a full 4, a 4-cocked man.
Do you think there's a possibility if Urban Meyer does go that he just says right here, right now, pulls a Bill Belichick, hands his resignation on a napkin, and leaves? Is he allowed to do that, A, and B, would that ever happen?
I mean, allowed to do it. I guess nobody's allowed to do these things, but these things always work out, right? Like, I figure, yeah, he could probably just do it.
I would respect the fuck out of that if he just did that.
My thing is, I don't think he will because Khan, that Jacksonville owner who you know through the wrestling, paid. I mean, Meyer's like one of either the highest paid or top 2 or 3 highest paid coaches in the NFL. I think he's going to give it a couple of years. The James Franklin thing's fascinating because the Penn State thing does feel like maybe it's run its course a little bit with Franklin. Yeah. They do look a little better, but he's been there. I mean, it's been, 7-8 years? Yeah. You hear weird stuff. Like, I've heard a lot of weird stuff in the media about him, the way, I don't know. Maybe he seems like an L.A. kind of Hollywood type guy.
A couple of really dumb comments in the chat. One guy says USC already gets those players that Urban would get. No, they certainly do not.
Those players
they wouldn't lose by 50 to Stanford.
They certainly do not. They definitely do not. Ohio State, when Urban was there, that roster was on a different level. That Florida roster was on a different level. You're talking the unquestioned best roster in college football when Urban gets up and running. And USC, I doubt, has a top 15 roster in college football. They got a good quarterback, but they're soft as hell. They gave up 40.
Which is incredible because that should be the easiest place to recruit.
Yeah.
The easiest.
And USC weak in the trenches. You saw they got exposed trying to stop the run. They can't run the ball. So.
And somebody says Bieniemy is not a good head coach. LOL. He should stay a coordinator.
We don't know that.
How do you know?
How do you know that?
Coached.
How do you know?
How do you know that?
How the fuck do you know that? I mean,
what do you know, Nostradamus?
And good, okay. And Bieniemy, here's the thing. I think he said like 6 months ago, maybe a year, it might have been a while ago, that he said USC was one of the jobs that would make him consider leaving the pros for. I think that's everything we're considering. I think that's the entire, context of us considering him for the USC head coaching job. There's been no recent developments. Yeah. He just said that once.
But why would he just throw that out there?
I think he's from Southern California. That was the other logic.
Now, Joe Brady?
He's just going. I think Brady's going to be an NFL head coach. He doesn't like recruiting. He doesn't like speaking to boosters. He doesn't like any of that BS college stuff. I mean, he's going to go from OC at Carolina to I think he's going to get a head job.
Let's see.
Hopefully the Bengals.
Pick Central beef with Vibbs, Mincy, and B-Walk. No, that's over. It happened, and it's over.
I mean, yeah.
It's shook his hand. He apologized.
Did he?
Oh, yeah. Oh, he didn't apologize?
Oh, I hadn't heard any of that.
Oh, my bad.
Still fuck Mincy.
Okay.
No, but I haven't approached him yet either, and I actually thought about it. I'm gonna go to him and say, "Hey, let's talk this out."
All right. Yeah.
But no, he did apologize to you though.
Oh yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Seems like there's a little beef.
Seems like no. I mean, I don't know. But I will say this.
He probably likes me more than he likes you.
Apparently, but I mean, I haven't reached out. I'm gonna go reach out to him. I would like to. I like Vibbs. I didn't think this was a big thing. I'd like to squash it.
Okay. Well, that sounds beautiful. Bob Stoops to USC? I don't know.
I don't think so.
Bob Stoops feels like one of those guys that had that run, and built Oklahoma, did great, but I don't know that he is a guy I think that can repeat it.
Marty, remember me and you had a tent next to Bob Stoops?
Yeah.
A what?
So, we
At the
actually
Big 12.
outgrew Bob Stoops.
Oh,
It
when
was
y'all
at the Big
went to the
12
Big 12
championship. It was
championship
literally
game.
a station with Bob Stoops and
Yeah.
then station with me and Marty Mush.
Right next to each other.
Yep. Literally
what the fuck's
5-10
going
feet
on?
apart.
And you guys got more attention than Bob Stoops?
No.
Okay.
We had some people that saw how long the line for Bob Stoops was, and we're like, "Oh, I'll sell
We
for
got
Marty and Big Ev."
we got a lot of scrap.
Oh yeah, big time.
You picked
We
up a
got
lot
some
of
where they
loose
went to Bob
change.
Stoops
Okay.
and like, "Oh, that's we'll take
hey,
a picture of
guys.
you guys."
Get to catch the runoff
guy
over
gave
here.
us his baby to take a picture with.
Oh
Really?
yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That didn't happen.
Did you keep it?
No, I didn't. I held it like a shotgun. I was like this.
All right. College. Go ahead. You got something?
Gary V's in my head.
Why is Gary Vee in your head?
I fucking posted a TikTok yelling at him and it got taken down because for bullying. He told an 8-year-old that he had good marketing on his lemonade stand because he had lemons in a bowl. Shut the fuck up, Gary.
But you're
no.
mad that he told an 8-year-old they
Yes,
was doing good, but
because the 8-year-old was sitting there no matter what. His mom put out the lemons, and the 8-year-old would have been fine. He only gave the 8-year-old $1. Give him some. Gary Vee steals from the old.
does he?
Yeah, that's
didn't
his
know
whole
that.
thing. He goes
the
to
antique
garage
things.
shops.
He fleeces old ladies with antiques in their fucking.
Is
and sells
this
them.
true?
All right, so this.
I have no- I don't-
all right, so I'll
It's another age gap thing because I gotta be honest. There are certain names that come up in this company or in this discussions, like on the Yak, and they talk about Gary Vee all the time. I just have no fucking idea
Same.
who Gary Vee is.
Thank you,
So
Brandon.
his thing, like he basically he's the motivational guy. Like he's kind of like you have no excuses. He's like, oh, like his whole thing is like, if you don't have a job, you have no money, you should go on Craigslist, whatever, go to places where they're giving away shit or like yard sales or whatever, and just buy their shit or like go pick it up for free and sell it for more money. But half that is we're just making jokes that like you go to like a old lady and whatever, like doing a yard sale, you just buy all her antiques that she has no idea how much they're worth. You buy them for $2 a pop and sell them for $100. You just fleecing old ladies.
Okay, well that stinks if that's true. I don't, what are you okay? You agree? That's you agreeing? Okay, all right.
I'm talking that shit right
Could
now.
have just said I agree, but that's you
like
pounded your chest. What's your shirt?
I don't know, but I was going to ask you. You guys like it?
Robotic.
Yeah, I like
Actually,
it. It's
kind
Half-
fine.
yeah.
Kind of a cool shirt.
Yeah,
that-
I
is
do
that
like it,
Ted?
Morty.
Thanks, guys. That was a
don't hate
group. Not bad.
Where'd you get it?
Instagram.
Okay.
Is that Teddy Ruxpin?
I don't know what exactly it is, but I also went to a vintage type shop yesterday. All the shirts had stains on them.
What?
Huh.
Yeah, it's like it was.
That's the new thing. Like it used to be rips in the jeans. Now it's just
You can't
just
be
splatter
wearing-
some ketchup on there and just sell it to you.
Gross.
Y'all kept up with this guy. I think we talked about him briefly last week. Y'all kept up with this guy in South Carolina that paid somebody to kill him.
The lawyer.
No,
Yeah.
no idea what
Harris
you're talking about.
thing.
Oh, what's the name? Yeah, I actually yes, I have. Heard about
It's like a Mulder. What's his fucking name? Come on. No, nothing.
I mean,
I know exactly what you're talking.
Yeah.
about.
So he, his wife and kid got killed, and then he paid somebody to kill him, so his other son could get his $10 million insurance policy. But the guy shot him in the head, and he survived.
That is.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's
Holy
pretty.
fuck.
I don't know. We should really dig into this because it's really. I don't know surface level details. I know nothing
You
more
think
than that.
this crew should keep
No,
into
but if we're gonna
sounds like
talk
Kurt
about it,
Minahan.
We
Sounds
should-
like a
we should do a
Minahan
case on
true
it.
crime.
No, we want people to listen to it. It's just there's I don't know, man. I haven't dove into it, but what's his fucking name? Martyr? It's got an
something with an
AU
M.
in it.
It's an M. Too.
Murdaugh.
Murdaugh.
Thank you very much.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a Murdaugh mystery. Thank you. Anyway,
That's wild.
I got one thing following up on shirts. Megan and I are coming out with Hurricane Ida relief shirts either later this afternoon or tomorrow morning to benefit Louisiana, the cleanup because it's so much destruction.
We couldn't
Be on
have-
the lookout for those.
We couldn't have been a little quicker with those.
We could have,
been
yeah.
like 3 weeks.
Well, no, we had to get the charity. We got a charity picked out. We had to get it approved by Penn and Erica and our lawyer and all this stuff.
All right.
Yeah.
College football lines. Because as I'm going through the card, we're now turning the corner to where we don't talk about what happened last week. We look forward. And there are some lines this week. I didn't like the board in week 2. I like it a lot more in week 3.
Me too.
I like a lot that's out there.
But we also, I didn't really like week 2 as well, but we all had a good week in college football.
I went 5 and
think
4. I don't know what everybody. I think everybody had a winning
We're all
record.
positive.
Yeah,
on
what
the
I
show.
was telling Marty is like, the board has been pretty chalk thus far when I'm doing good.
But I
has been a chalkboard.
I
so
said
far.
this to Big Ev today. I think week 3 is going to be a bloodbath.
I think this is. I got some picks that aren't chalk, and
Me too.
Yeah, so
That's the problem.
So I just got 5 lines and 6 lines here that I want to discuss because they're very, very interesting to me.
Let's do it.
Number one is
I love you, Mitzi.
I love West Virginia. West Virginia giving 3 to Virginia Tech.
Yep.
Because Virginia Tech got the bump of beating North Carolina, but they came into the season, nobody expected anything of them. People thought they were going to fire their coach. They beat North Carolina. Now all of a sudden they're number 15. For what? Why do they get to be number 15? West Virginia's in the same spot. They're at home. West Virginia -3 against number 15. I love it.
Unranked
almost-
team, favored over ranked team thing that Ev also likes a lot. And then also Virginia Tech, big part of that North Carolina win. Friday night, enter Sandman. I mean, great home field. You know, going on the road, Morgantown's got West Virginia always has big home road splits too. So that fact that it's on the road, I have that on my.
How are you? I don't know who that is.
I don't know who that is either. Stunning though.
Yeah.
It's absolutely
You
stunning.
wave. She ever waves to me,
Yeah.
I'm gonna wave back.
She was waving at Za or something.
I had such a big. I had a point, but that is gone. West Virginia. You gamble you can gamble for 3 weeks. You look at that line, it screams West Virginia.
Yeah.
But like now, this is when we start looking into it. Is it like, should we be looking at Virginia Tech?
What did it start at a 2.5, 2?
Yeah, it was around 2.5, something
That
like
makes
that.
me like even more because it seems like what
Yeah.
Virginia Tech would be the public side here after how they look.
It's also not. It's an old rivalry. Like these teams should play a lot. They don't really like each other. It's not like West Virginia and Pitt, but it's pretty close. I think they've had some issues in the past, and I don't know. Neil Brown at West Virginia is in the same spot that dipshit at Virginia Tech was in.
Fuente.
Justin Fuente was in at the beginning. Fuente's was on the hot seat. Neil Brown isn't on the hot seat, but it's year 3. It's time to start.
What's
doing some
interesting about
things.
Neil Brown was West Virginia, you always think of the high-flying offenses, and they actually had a good defense last year in the Big 12, and they couldn't score. And so it's just weird seeing West Virginia kind of become a defensive team a little bit because it's not really, you think of
Yeah.
Rich
Yeah,
Rod,
Rich Rod days are over.
you think of West Virginia being high-flying. So
Geno Smith. was so good.
first half under.
You know, so about Pat White and Steve Slayton.
They
Yeah.
have,
Good
well,
God.
that was one of the most memorable teams ever. But they have a recent history, like Mark Bulger. They've had great quarterbacks and
Will
receivers.
Greer.
Yeah, Will Greer.
They're lighted up with Greer.
Yeah, and so it's weird seeing them like that.
All right, so Cincinnati -4 against Indiana. Indiana, what's that finger wag?
I'm a Cincy no matter what.
Cincy no matter what.
I'm taking the bait. I just think they're a better football team.
So
It's
what's
that simple to me?
I agree with you.
If I lose, I lose.
I
If
do,
they-
but that's the same thing as
It
fucking,
is almost the same thing.
It's the same exact thing where if you're gonna take West Virginia, you almost have to take Indiana in that spot.
I don't think it's the same thing at
It's
all.
a-
Who has Cincy beaten so far, and then it has been overrated.
Well, they haven't beaten really
Since he hasn't
any
beaten
good
anybody.
teams,
Yeah, but I mean, since he's known as good, Virginia Tech wasn't supposed to be much, and they beat UNC.
I feel like Virginia Tech wasn't supposed to be bad, right?
they were on the cusp.
They already.
Their coach was probably on the biggest hot seat in the country.
Well, now he's definitely not. Yeah,
now
but
he's
like,
not.
You win that one game, they obviously have to be somewhat good. I know I don't think like it could have been a fluke, but you have to be somewhat good to beat UNC.
All right, everybody, welcome Stu Finder to the show. Hello, Stu.
Hello, Stu.
Are you ready to roll?
Hello, man. I am ready to roll, ready to roll, ready to roll. I would say, arguably, this show is our best show ever. Year 4, show 2. We flowed so well. We were so honest. The shit's off the table. So
Who
now
thought he was talking about our show?
we have.
I did too. I just started laughing. It's like this is tongue in cheek. If I've ever
I'm
seen
sorry.
He's talking about advisors. Go ahead.
Talking
Go ahead.
And now that Dave has pulled the curtain down and he doesn't hate me and he can never fire me, so we have to come up with a new gimmick. So we just went pure honesty, and you still got to be sharp when you're talking to Dave because he would love nothing else than for me to slip up and he could humiliate me, embarrass me, put me out of business. He would do that. And he would do it as fun. And I'm up for the challenge because that's what he's supposed to do. But instead, he's so nice. And he's always nice now. And it's like, nice, Dave. And I got to get used to loving Dave. And, me and Sil are like in. He doesn't want me to call her Sil. He's like, call her Sylv. I'm like, who the fuck calls Sylvana Sylv? I'm like, Sil. He's like, well, you really don't know her that intimately. I'm like, how do you know anything about me and Sil? That's what I said. Like, who are you to even, like, what's the story, boss? I use the word boss when he's not my fucking boss. You know, I'm my boss. But I give him the respect, I guess, you know, when you're in a room where he's the boss.
Yeah, right.
Right, exactly. I don't give a fuck, you know, whatever. You know, Joe Biden comes in here, hi, President, but Dave's the boss, including you, Biden.
So, what's the story with you and Sil?
West Virginia, I think, looks like an excellent play.
We were just like
yeah,
we all-
That's what I said.
Unranked,
We're
laying
fucked.
3.5, so it's a strong number. It's not like it's a pick 'em. It's not like it's a 1.5, 2.5. So the game's probably going to go to 4. All the money I've seen so far is all on the opposite side of West Virginia. It's all on Virginia Tech. It all is on, well, this makes sense because how can we be ranked at 15 and be a dog on the road to a team that we're better than?
Right.
And on paper they are. But the odds makers are telling you, no, they're not.
Yeah.
So I think that's a good bet. You know, I hate games in advance because anything can happen, COVID injuries, or just the public flips and goes on my side, which then I would make it a no play. But as of today, as of Wednesday, that's a monster bet. You know, that's like stealing fucking money. How can the number 15 team in the nation, how can they 15 team in the nation be a 3.5 point
They already
dog
were, my
to an unranked team?
We all are on that, Stu. I want to ask you, we're in the middle of a debate on the other game that looks trappy as hell is the Cincinnati laying 4 at Indiana, and we're curious what you think of that one because Cincinnati's very public.
Well, so in other words, if Cincinnati's very public, the only way I have no idea about the game, let me say that, but I could never play the Cincinnati side ever. So in other words, I'll start off with Indiana as my first indicator and then see if that makes sense.
Yeah, okay.
If it stays sharp, if there's a reverse line move, if something comes in late, you know, remember, I have the luxury, you know, why I'm better than you guys is I can hold out until 6:30, 7 o'clock, 10 minutes before post time. So I know so much more than you where you're committing in the morning, in the afternoon, you know, like my edge over, you know, over yourselves even, you know what I mean? You lock in now, and you got to live with that side. You can never flip yourself, you know what I'm saying? So I don't ever want to be in a position where I got to flip, so I'm holding late. But you know, late is the only shot you have. You know, you guys, some of you are winning so early in the day that it's amazing. It's literally amazing that you're not like hitting 20%.
Well, I'm sharp.
Or
I'm sharp on a
30%.
Tuesday. I don't have to wait till Saturday to be sharp. I'm sharp every day.
I got one other question for Stu on analyzing games.
No, listen. Okay. I would say that I don't know if you're sharp. I could never really lie.
I'm not.
Right.
Yeah.
So, but I would say you are amazing.
Well, thank you very much.
Okay.
What's your question?
My question is analyzing games. I'm a huge home underdog believer. I mean, and I know you take home underdogs a lot. That's your style, fade the public. Last year, COVID hurt the home dogs because there was no atmosphere in the games. Home dogs have been barking early this year. Has that affected your analysis of stuff, having full crowds back in it, or does that not matter?
Well, you know what? Basically, my skill set has shifted to in the 80s and 90s before offshore sports books existed. And I was able to just beat the fuck out of a bookmaker because he wouldn't be as sharp as me. He wouldn't be as quick. I would have a customer in, let's say, Buffalo saying, Stu, you got to bet the under right now. It's 45 and there's fucking 20 inches of snow. Meanwhile, the line is 45, you know, in the 80s. That line didn't move to 40, which it moved to now. 38 it would move to now. So I would be able to kill people. But I would say that, you know, you just, the key is home dogs I'm always on because that's always against the public. I always want to be on dog shit teams, inferior teams that have no shot of winning. I would say that those bets hit 57% plus.
Okay.
So, you know, I mean, you want to be on that side, whether it's a home dog or not.
I love your maroon coat. Can I just tell you that?
Thank you.
It's a beautiful coat.
I'm morbidly obese. I'm probably going to die. My sugar's 410. I'm 210 pounds. I've never walked in this building over 204.
Yeah.
So I needed to go good because I look pathetic.
I'm hearing that today's your
I look
last.
like a blob.
You fit
I
in
could
here.
die.
You
Yes.
fit in here.
My last what?
Is this your last day smoking weed?
Yes. Yeah, I have no choice because I can't eat clean stoned. Like,
That's
no matter
true.
what.
Okay, all right. So
I have no shot.
in an effort to eat clean, you're getting rid of the weed.
I have to get rid of the weed and I have to walk, between 2 to 7 a day.
So between now and you'll be doing advisors till January.
Right.
We're hoping to get down to what, 195? 190? You got a goal here? 180?
I'm morbidly
Oh, wow.
obese. 195. I'm only 5'4" 3/4. I'm like a hobbit dwarf. I'm like somebody you put a guy like you. You could put me in your pocket. You know what I mean? Like you pick me up and put me.
Yeah,
in your
you're a
pocket.
bite-sized little thing.
Yeah, I mean I'm tiny.
But the cock?
Well, I mean, look, I have a cock that's really. You want to
Just
measure
gonna
it?
ask about the cock.
I'm not going to lie, because I'm not fucking any women anytime soon, unless you want to. I'm like my dick is 5 inches and 7/8 right now, and at one point we paid spin the bottle. It was 6 inches 1 3/4.
Why did spin the bottle lead to a dick measuring?
And Stu thought he was
Well,
gonna
what do you
diet.
mean? Spin the bottle would be if it was the woman, she would show her breasts, and then in later years she would show her vagina, and the men would show their dicks.
I thought spin the bottle was just a kiss.
Yeah. Our
Well, I
games are a
mean,
little
where
different
you
than Stu's.
come from, that's because everybody fucks their sisters. So, we don't do that up in North. We don't do that in the East. So
How did that
I don't
become
even
an
wanna go
insult?
there.
How did that become an insult about
Well,
Mississippi?
It wasn't an insult, but it wasn't an insult against you. I just want you to know that. Inherently, you might be racist, but you're not. Does that make sense? I mean, Smitty, did I nail that? No. Smitty, I mean, in Louisiana
Thank you for
is a
coming to me for
difference.
this,
You know
but
what
it
I mean?
checks out.
Like,
Sure.
maybe there's not. Maybe I'm a piece of shit. For the
Stu-
people I just insulted, I am a piece of shit, and I'm sorry.
Stu
For
also
the people
said
that
he-
got the joke, I love you. God bless you.
I
It's fine.
got the
He
joke.
almost
Thought it was
died
funny.
at
I thought it was funny.
died at 30. So he
Stu
said
did?
this is 30 extra years in his life.
Yeah, I lived 1,000 lives before I was 30. I said, by the grace of God, if I live to 30, so I'm 60.
Can
So,
you
I mean,
explain why you thought that at 30?
I was so successful at everything I did.
Okay.
So I went from 21 years old, was making $250,000, and it only went up from there. You know what I mean? By
I think Smitty was
27, I was
asking
making
Yeah,
$1
well,
million
he was-
on the
I was
books.
asking-
Had
I was asking
100
about-
people that work for me.
If you don't wanna-
Everything I touched works,
Okay.
Smitty.
He was just talking about the orgy.
Oh, orgy.
Yeah.
Which one though? There was several.
The one you
There was-
explained. The
there
one you
was
explained
dozens.
earlier. How there were 8 people and one of them had an autoimmune deficiency.
What?
Oh, I can't repeat that because I can't confirm or deny that I ever said that.
Gotcha. I don't know if that was
Even if I said it, I might not have said it. I mean, you might listen to me have said it and heard me say it, but I actually didn't say that.
I didn't.
That was
hear
not
it.
me.
I didn't hear it.
No,
Fair enough,
it
fair enough.
wasn't
Yes.
me. Maybe like the devil, like Brandon, the devil took over my body, and I spew words to be funny that really were, insensitive, racist, and problematic.
Why did you say my name there?
I love you.
I love you too.
Okay. So I think that. So I don't know if Indiana's the play, but I would not be on Cincinnati just because it's so popular. I think that was the question. I wasted everyone's time. Hello.
Relax, Stu. Fucking relax.
Whoa! Did you get that? Did you
saw
get
it.
that? You
We saw it.
resource email?
saw
I sure as did.
Fuck. Okay.
Except mine, my headline was "Fucking Stu, listen." I'm sure none of you got the same email said "fucking something, listen." So I listened. I listened.
Yeah, I don't think you
Right?
did.
Well, listen. Right
didn't
now,
start
my
yet.
dick is taped to my leg, as they said, and they wanted Elmer's glue on it, which I put. So you got to do what you got to do. You know what I mean? I'm looking to hit Dave for 5 years, $5 million. So I got to take one for the team right now.
You
And
did
they also
ask.
said take saltpeter.
That's an old thing.
Yeah, well, they wanted me on it.
Okay.
You did ask for $1 million a year, right?
No, now it's $1.5 million. He can't afford me. You know what I mean? Like he's
Yeah.
a big shot. He's got $250 million. He can't afford me. He doesn't want to afford me. He says because then I would cost him $1 billion on the other end. He'd have to up everyone's salary and shit. And I'm not that
Not
good.
a bad idea.
I'm not. No. Listen.
I'm
Well,
down.
no. That's my move. Like if he eventually tosses me to the curb, then we all leave. Everyone, the whole place. It's not a threat, Dave. No,
I'm gonna try to slide Florida Bama in
it's
here.
not a threat, Dave.
I'm gonna try to slide Florida Bama in here. I love. It's down to 14. It was 15 on the Barstool Sportsbook today. It's 14. I love Florida plus 14. I love it. I'm in love with it.
Yeah, there's a reason why you're in love with it, but it's wrong.
It might be wrong.
It's
but
wrong.
What's the public on?
I
Got to be Bama.
I'm just
right?
assuming they're on Bama. I
It's
haven't looked
always
at
on
that yet.
Bama,
Listen,
but like
anytime you bet against Bama, it's suicide. The public doesn't
Yeah.
matter because the world's on
Exactly.
all the time. People
Right.
that make money gambling bet Alabama. Like in other words, there's, you just.
I think they were
you're
9
never making money betting against Alabama in any spot. If the line is under 21, that's.
I think
scary.
they were-
Bama covers first halves like crazy.
I think
too.
they were 9-3 against the spread last year. So that's
Mississippi was.
70. No, Alabama was 9-3 against the spread
Oh,
last
right.
year.
So why do you like the other side?
I don't know. I like Florida's first road start for this freshman quarterback in Alabama. It's in the swamp. It'll be crazy. I don't think they're in danger of losing the game, but I think they beat Florida 46-40 last year. Mullen knows how to keep it close. I think you could be looking at a 31-21 game here.
Okay.
Florida hasn't covered against shit.
What's the public on?
That's what he's got to look
I'm in
up.
the process of searching.
I hate betting against Alabama. I really
we were talking
do.
about it today where what's his name? Emery's if he's
Florida's
going
defense cannot hold them under 35.
He's
So
going
you're
to
gonna
start.
Tell me how many points is Florida going to score?
Well,
21?
I'm going to need 24 to be safe there.
74% pick Bama, 65% of the money.
Okay, so I like your side.
they're starting
Right.
Like your
No,
side.
Yeah.
no.
Whenever the
Love it.
percentage
Love
of the
it.
public is
No,
higher
love
than the
it.
money.
Love it.
Florida is starting the wrong quarterback.
Yeah, but the other guy's playing. The other guy's playing. So maybe in the second quarter he decides the right guy should play. I don't know.
Yeah, but
Well,
that's
that's what
not
we were
what you
talking about
want.
before.
though.
I feel like this is the game that they finally just start.
So
playing
you're
Richardson more.
betting on fucking a team that maybe play the right quarterback is crazy to me.
The thing about the Miami
Heisman
game-
winner is on the other team.
I know he's not.
Yes, he
Well,
is.
could be. He could
Might
be.
be.
He
He
could
for sure
be.
is.
He could be. Not for sure. He could be.
No, you're just trying to keep on to your take that Alabama's not going to
No,
win.
but you can't say Bryce Young's for sure the Heisman winner.
It
yet.
is
He could be.
pretty clear at the moment.
Unless what if he goes out of Florida and doesn't play well?
He's going to.
He played well against Miami. Miami came back and beat App State, which fine program. They shouldn't. The number 14 team in the country shouldn't be beating App State at home by 2 points.
Yeah.
Miami isn't good, and Florida is. Florida's much better coach. Manny Diaz against Dan Mullen. It's not even close. Florida at home and against a neutral site in Atlanta. I'm telling you, everything is lining up for Florida here.
Do you like that? It's at 3:30.
It's in the prime time spot for SEC. I mean, that's where the big SEC game goes.
I know, but
Florida will be electric. That stadium will be toxic on Saturday.
All right, let me butt in because I got to go. JETS, Jets.
Really?
really,
Best bet. Fuck New England. Bill Belichick's done.
Why are we talking like this?
I don't know.
Cool. I like it.
I wanted to just get sexy.
This is beautiful. You want me to turn the lights down?
So that's the best bet. I love you. See you later. Bye.
Love you too.
Love you,
Love
Stu.
you.
Love you, Stu.
You don't want to cuddle before you go?
Love you.
Love you.
Love Stu.
Thank you, guys.
I feel like I've never ridden a bull.
he really is so short.
I love that man.
I've never.
I love that man, too.
I love that man.
I've never ridden a bull, but I feel like riding a bull would be like having Stu on your radio show.
Yeah,
It's just you just hang on and you go wherever it goes.
yeah, pretty much.
And sometimes you get thrown in the dirt.
Yep.
Maybe you get a horn in your ribs or something. Did y'all see Chef Donnie's gonna be riding a bull?
I did.
Guy's a maniac.
He's a nut.
He's doing like the Diatron?
Die trying. He's gonna be riding a bull. Yep, riding a bull. That's bulls don't fuck around.
No, I'm good.
Yeah, your bones don't break; they shatter.
Right. Correct. Yeah. You can get killed. Although I don't think they let them grow the horns out anymore.
The clown guy is still insane in that sport. The guy who
That's what. If I were gonna do some die trying, I would try to be the clown because you can at least.
That guy's
you're
gonna
on your
die.
feet. No, you're on your feet at least.
no. Your
I'd
job
rather be
is,
on my feet than on his back.
No, your job is to distract the bull
Right.
when he's already pissed off and threw the guy off.
I know, but getting thrown off is very, very dangerous.
But you're the first one to get out.
You can see you're on your feet. You've got chances to escape. The guy on the back of the bull has no chance to escape.
I think you are. Couldn't be more wrong.
It's
about
much
that.
worse to be the guy on the back of the bull than to be the rodeo clown.
No, the rodeo clown is going like this,
Yeah, but the rodeo
run
clown's-
around, and then he's got to run out of
The
there.
rodeo clown's job is to gain control and to distract the animal. You're right, but that's a much easier job than riding on the back of it.
I'm saying more dangerous to be the clown than ride on the back.
Much more dangerous to be the rider.
I don't even think it's close. It's the
For
rider.
sure.
No,
It's the rider.
no.
I think it's the rider.
It's
too.
not close. Riders die.
You could be A, thrown off, and B, trampled.
Right.
The clown could get trampled. He's been trampled too.
The clown is.
It could be, but he is in control of his own destiny.
Think about
Yeah,
why
but
the clown
you're
is there.
control.
The clown is there simply to try to protect that rider who is
Try.
absolutely in danger.
I don't know how we are arguing about this
What's the next
fucking
game?
bull ride.
I like that argument.
That was fun.
That was a good, fun side argument. I wish Stu was here for that. So everybody likes Bama.
I don't know. I don't know. No, I don't have an opinion.
You don't?
I'm not
I
sure.
like the over.
Love Bama.
I understand liking Bama because it's Alabama.
I don't have an opinion. I can't figure it out.
It's used to like when the Patriots were with Tom Brady, it was like just take them. It's just easy to win with them.
I know we say that, but there were times you could win betting against Brady and the Patriots.
I see your logic
Not
here, Brandon.
much.
I get where you're going with it.
14
Also-
points, dude. It's just 2 touchdowns for them to cover.
Exactly, and like in college, it is so like they did. That's what people said against Miami. It's like it's pretty.
Yeah, but
it's-
this is that home underdog thing, though.
It's just-
Florida.
I just want to go that number. So every game that I felt decently sharp on this year, both have actually involved Ohio State. People didn't know why they were only 14 points against Minnesota on the road. They ended up pushing. I didn't understand why there were 14 points against Oregon. Oregon ends up winning, and now this is 14. It's right around that same bait, right around that same chum in the water. And I feel like Florida's the play.
Yeah.
I just think that it's enough to get you to. You know what? 14 is a lot for that number, a little 11 on the side, where it's like a lot of people are like, they got to keep it a number. They're home. That's why it's also a little lower. I just think that Alabama is light years. They're just so fucking good this year, and people want to also see them lose too, and that's why people want to bet
I think
them.
they probably are really. I mean, yes, they're really fucking good every year. I'm not sold that they're as good as they are every single year this year.
So this is the
Miami
game.
might be trash.
This is
is
the
the
game
game.
No, this
right.
is also Bryce Young's first hostile road start here, too, Brandon.
I said that. Said it just a second ago. It's okay. Wake Forest -5 against Florida State. I am in love with it. I want to marry it. I love it. Wake Forest is pretty good. Florida State's not, but I feel like it should be bigger.
I think it went to 6.5.
That's
I mean, it's
Florida
five
State
this morning.
is
okay.
in the scum of the scum. They are losing their minds. You have to go Florida State here.
That was the one when I was looking at Wake minus. I moved it up on the spread pleaser thing. Wake -12 was like plus 190. I was looking at that.
Oh, I like that. And then
A lot of points could be scored.
a lot of people in this building, a lot of people outside the building love Fresno State catching 11.5 at UCLA.
And that hasn't moved yet, right?
To my knowledge, no, I haven't checked it this morning though. So, but I love the idea of it, but it not moving doesn't really help my thought process there. What do you think, Big F? Because you've been on Fresno since the
Fresno,
beginning.
baby. Jake Hayner.
Fresno, no matter what.
They keep it within the number. I think they make it a game. I think it's a real. It's a legit competitive game.
I think if they keep it within the number, they're going to win the game. Like I think if UCLA comes out and just hammers them, fine. But I think if Fresno is capable, they're going to walk in and win the game. I think money line's a great choice here.
Love the over.
Really?
Love the over.
I don't know if I love.
I think
the
they're
over.
both going to be able to score on each other.
What is it?
Like I think Hayner's going to sling it, and I think UCLA is definitely going to be able to run the ball on them.
I don't know.
What's the over there?
What is it?
I believe it's like
58, 59?
That's why
Somewhere in
I
there?
think it's right around there. I know it's like high 50s.
That's just me guessing. Very good guess.
It might even be a little higher actually.
How about Nevada?
Oh no, I was 62.5. I like it.
Nevada and Carson Strong heading to the middle of the country playing Kansas State. Nevada feels like
K-State without Skylar Thompson.
Skylar
Yeah,
Thompson.
last year when he was out last year, it was a big, big drop from Skylar to the backup.
They are a better football team than Kansas State is.
Now let me throw an idea to you, okay? Little Mountain West big game parlay, little Fresno State money line, little Nevada money line parlay.
Nevada's gonna win. Listen, this is a Nevada team that went to Cal, won that game on the road.
Right.
I think Cal is potentially a better team than Kansas State.
Cal with their quarterback is better than Kansas State without their quarterback.
Yes.
For sure.
Yes.
For sure.
Mm-hmm.
So
They've shown they've gone on the road, Power 5, gotten it done in a game that they should have won by more. A ton of drops. They also, this is a team of Kansas State. You were someone who was high on TCU. They gave TCU everything they could handle on the road. Cal is not a bad football team. This Nevada team is really good. They're loaded. They are loaded, especially on offense. They're loaded.
Smitty V2.0, who's in here every day. Shut the fuck up, whining that we haven't got your little game yet. We got 3 days to talk college football. Shut the fuck up, you little mint-straighten bastard. We'll get to your fucking game. What's your game?
2 games. Purdue, Notre Dame.
We'll get into that shortly.
That one's confusing the shit out of me.
Yeah.
7 points at home, Notre Dame. I think this is the last week though that Notre Dame is still like going to be in the conversation where I think they pull this one out.
Yeah, no, I
like Purdue
With the points, yes.
I agree. Like they've beaten a bad team by 3 and a bad team by 3. Now they're facing a 2-0 Big Ten team, and they're favored
Purdue's
by 7.
not bad. They're
No,
not
they're not
terrible.
They're not bad at all.
They're not terrible.
They beat
There's-
Oregon State week 1, and they beat UConn, who's the worst
But
team
no, I
in
mean,
the country.
obviously-
obviously,
decent team.
and Jack Cohen's been good
Yeah.
against bad teams, but still, he's been the reason why they're winning. And I don't know, it's just 7 is almost like, I think
I think it's 7.5.
if it was lower, I'd be on Purdue.
I like.
You know what I
against
mean?
7.5. I think they can.
Like
win
if
the
it was
game.
4,
Yeah.
I'm on Purdue.
I would not be shocked at all if they won.
And my second one is I like Michigan State.
Yeah, I think everybody likes Michigan State.
That's why I wanted to bring it up.
Plus 6.5 against Miami. Like, there's a lot of these where everybody's like Fresno. Everybody likes Fresno.
Yeah.
Everybody likes Michigan State. Everybody likes. Well, I don't know about the other
Well,
ones.
Fresno. I don't know if everyone likes Fresno. That might be an office thing. I would be very surprised if the public money was on Fresno,
Yeah.
especially like UCLA beating LSU, who we've talked about that. We don't think they're that good. I still think the public sees an LSU and are like, wow, that's a great win. It's not that great of a win. I'd be shocked if Fresno was the public side. I would have to think it's UCLA.
All right, couple more. Penn State, Auburn.
I got no idea.
I
on
don't know.
that one.
I don't know.
First half under possibly. is
Like,
all I got.
my-
Auburn just hasn't played anybody.
My gut says Penn State, but Auburn is the biggest mystery in the country. They played 2 really shitty teams, but they treated the shitty teams how you're supposed to treat the shitty teams. So I don't know.
My thing, Penn State's run defense did impress me against Wisconsin. You know Auburn's trying to run the ball. That's one thing. I thought.
It's a confusing game, but Penn State, do they do a whiteout all the time?
Just one a year, I think.
Isn't this a whiteout?
Yeah.
This is a whiteout.
But I feel like
when they do
I,
night games, they do whiteouts.
Yeah.
I feel like they do more than one.
I think they do more
I guess
than
they
one.
maybe do. Okay. I
I
thought
think
it was one a year.
it's their big night games. I believe they do whiteouts.
I think for homecoming they might do like a stripe out or something.
No, you can't be fucking with both of those. That's too much. But I think my gut is Penn State.
We have we recorded the program roast with me and Nick Terraney yesterday. I just want to apologize to certain people out there, certain people groups, and religious organizations for the jokes that will be coming out on Saturday.
I don't think this is a coincidence. It's mentioned with Penn State.
I only wrote one joke. There are 10 jokes on the show. I have 10% of the jokes in the show, so I did get one in there. First time this year. Congratulations to me. Hey, Zah, shout out on the soccer bet yesterday. Thank you for that.
There we go. Winner, yeah.
You got one today?
No, nothing really sticks out today value-wise. I was looking at the Real Madrid at, I think we have it at plus 188 in the Barstool Sports book, but that's not too confident in that. Nothing really good today.
And the last game, number 19 against number 23, it is Arizona State. Actually, we don't have time to talk about that one.
BYU.
So
That's it. We don't have to
don't
talk
ruin the
about
fucking joke.
We don't have to
Ruin
talk
the
about
fucking joke.
We don't have to talk about it.
Let's not talk about it.
We don't have to.
We're not going to.
Just take BYU in the points.
That's no.
In the under.
No, you're not. Arizona State. Why BYU?
'Cause I like BYU.
That game will be a whiteout too.
Yep. I like BYU's quarterback.
Do you?
Yeah. He's very athletic.
Arizona State has Jaden Daniels.
That's fine.
What game did you say you didn't want to talk about?
That one.
Arizona State, BYU.
Oh,
Because that was the one Smitty 2.0 was begging for, and I wasn't going to talk about it. I was going to say, we're not going to talk about it. But then we have.
Smitty 2.0 is here every day.
He is here every day. He's one of
Be
my
nice.
guys. He's one of my guys. Luke UGA 6.
He
is here every
actually,
day.
I'm not sure if he exists. He's on every Twitch stream. He's
Yeah.
on every single thing possible. I think
certainly
he's
he
just-
exists.
It might be my dad, to be honest with you. Like,
Well, he'd
highlighting
be,
himself.
Wouldn't he be version 1.0?
Possibly. Might be him highlighting himself out in Scottsdale, Arizona. Big Smitty 2.0 fan here.
I know what Brandon's doing too.
What?
You're downplaying Mississippi State and not trying to bring it to light.
I rarely talk Mississippi State on here.
Exactly what I'm saying.
Okay,
You're
all
not talking about them because you're trying not to convince yourself that they're a good football team, and they're a good football team.
They're just
This is a shame. It's a weird one this week in Memphis.
I know.
I've seen this
but
deal.
NC State was a weird one as well.
No, but I love State. State's a great
I know, but
underdog, and they struggle as a favorite.
A lot of people liked NC State.
Yeah,
they were hyping
sucker
them
on
up,
spit.
and I think Mississippi State's gonna cover this one. as
Yeah,
well.
we're just kind of laying
Yeah,
there.
you're trying not
We're
to
just
talk
laying
about
there.
it. I see what you're
now,
doing.
I'll tell you what I do love, and everybody's going to be on the other side because Memphis scored so many points. I fucking love the under. It's 64. our offense hasn't been good since Leach got there. It's just good enough. We'll score 24,
Defense
27,
is damn
17.
good, though.
Defense is excellent. Defense held NC State to 3 points in the first 57 and a half minutes of the game, or 59 and a half minutes of the game. And I think they're going to shut down that freshman quarterback. Under is the huge play here.
Okay.
I don't think it's close to 64. I might start looking at like alternate unders and see how far I can juice it down.
Yeah, no,
Alternate
I just think it's a
unders is
Liberty
wild.
Bowl is a tough place to play. It's a weird one. I wouldn't
alternate
like.
unders.
I mean,
in college football
I'm
is
telling you,
nuts.
I'm telling you,
Getting
I'd
nuts.
literally rather shit on my.
I'm telling you,
crazy.
that's how strong I feel about that play because our defense, we're not giving up that many points, and I don't think we can score that many points. I think that you're talking about a 28-24, 28-21 game.
See, that's the only time I can trust somebody doing alternate like unders or overs is when you know your team that well.
Yeah.
Like I'm actually on that note. Everybody's thinking Tulane's going to compete with Ole Miss because Tulane had that second half against Oklahoma 2 weeks ago where they came back and covered the 5. Everybody's on that. Ole Miss is going to beat the brakes off them in Oxford. Tulane's on their 4th week on the road after Ida. Tulane's super public. Everybody's talking about it. Kiffin calls them an SEC team. Ole Miss is
You've been also very wrong about teams with Ida.
Correct. That's
You've been
exactly
so
what
wrong.
You've been very wrong about the Ida
You're like
teams.
they are
The
not going to
Saints-
come out.
LSU.
Yeah.
He was right. He was right about LSU though.
No. They were going to lose Ida or not. That was
Yeah.
never about
Okay,
Ida.
well, regardless about that, Tulane. Okay, regardless of the Ida thing, Tulane's really public. I think Ole Miss is going to beat the
Fine,
brakes
but you
off.
told me so many things about these teams. They are being the brakes off of everybody coming off the
Saints,
fucking
yeah. And then LSU. And I
hierarchy.
took LSU at UCLA and was wrong. Fair enough. Fair enough. Take Ida out of the equation. Ole Miss is still going to roll.
Oh, you can't just take a tragic storm out of the equation. How heartless are you?
He's got shirts coming.
I'm trying. Yeah, too late, little late, but yeah.
No. That's a great thing that you guys are doing. So
We got a good charity
Hopefully,
pickup.
everybody supports and takes care of the people down there.
Thank you, Brandon.
Because Ida came through here and it turned the power off, and everybody's like, oh, it was over after a day and a half. It's still very much a problem down there. I mean, they're still putting back together. Still a lot of people without power. I
Oh
assume.
yeah. I expect. Yeah.
Honestly, people forget about it now because it's over, and
Yeah,
they're
just
still struggling.
people move on.
I think part of the thing is it's like another hurricane in Louisiana. The sky's blue. They happen all the time. But I think this one, because it hit New York, New Jersey, people understand more the devastation of it.
When did Louisiana become just target practice for these hurricanes?
Man, I feel like
last
it's
5
climate
years?
change. It's been bad. the last
Forrest Gump.
15, 20 years.
No, he was in Alabama. He was in Bayou La Batre.
Was he? Oh.
Yeah, that was down.
Same parts.
Gulf Coast.
Yeah.
Not the same parts.
You
though.
mean tell me it's not within like 100 miles of where?
No, it's not.
It's not? Okay.
Assuredly not.
I just don't know. I just assume like the Gulf is the Gulf.
Yeah, it was in Bayou La Batre, Alabama. The SS Jenny. I never understood how he got off. Lieutenant Dan showed up on the dock, right? And then Forrest jumped off the boat and then went and said, hey, you ain't got no legs, Lieutenant Dan. And then the boat just came back.
He ain't got no legs.
The boat came back, crashed into the dock.
I know, but it came back.
I don't know the answer to this either.
You know what I'm saying? You don't understand what I'm saying.
I haven't seen it in a while.
The boat was going one direction, okay? The boat was going one direction. Forrest jumped off, and the boat comes back and crashes behind them. It wouldn't have happened like that.
Bring it up with Zemeckis.
I have before.
Scorsese.
I've gone. I don't want to say I'm a super fan of that movie. I've gone to Savannah and sat on the bench. That's all I'll say. I've gone to Savannah and sat on the bench where Forrest Gump sat.
Fucking
They've-
loser.
They've actually turned it around. They've turned around. He faced outward, and that bench faces inward now, but that's okay. It's a beautiful park. Is it Bull Park down there? It's one of those parks in Savannah. Picks. Smitty, you are gaming the system and destroying the rest of us. Why don't you go ahead?
Thank you very much, Brandon Walker. So today we're kind of stepping on the throat, or we'll be right back.
Jesus
to
Christ.
even.
Fucking mockery.
I mean,
Take a shit on this desk.
if the Brewers win 7-0 like they're supposed to today, and Brandon Woodruff strikes out 10, I might. Big day
This
game
scumbag.
today. Big
You're a
game.
piece of shit.
I mean, when the statistics add up, I do a lot of research, do a lot of analytics, specifically with fantasy baseball. The Brewers, specifically Woodruff, should throw a perfect game today. So why not hammer it? Noah, K's over. I think he comes out swing. Dodgers -1.5. I mean, that's just standard right now at home against.
That's a parlay. Those are parlays.
It's not a
Brewers
parlay.
score first and W's a parlay.
First of all, you said that these are
That's a parlay.
specifically acceptable
we
if you would
cleared
like to
this.
do it.
It's one bet on the sports book. It's not a parlay.
We went over this already. If you want to eliminate multiple bets per game, that's fine. But Brandon Walker, did you not state that this was acceptable?
Just get through your fucking picks, man. Just get through your fucking
Astros and the Bet With Me parlay. Ranger Suarez and the Phillies first half money line. They probably don't win the game, but Ranger will not give up a run, hopefully, in the first 5
Can I
minutes.
just give you $500 bonus cash for the sportsbook and let you play like normal like the rest of us?
I think it's 1,000.
No, it's 500.
Yeah, it was still 500 this
I don't think I got it cleared. It's
Oh,
1,000.
no.
Yeah, and guess what? Now I'm not.
That was spiteful and petty, and I loved it.
I mean,
was-
maybe I was going to do something to just help out everyone with that money like I planned to do last month. TJ.
Yeah, no, I'm sure you were.
I won't.
TJ.
I'm going to make it clear I will
I mean,
not.
you sent the text.
Thank
Marty
you.
just puts it immediately on the next game.
Yeah, I am.
Well,
not
maybe
going
I
to.
was planning on doing a nice little friendly guys parlay with the money, but I don't know if I'm only
I
getting
need your
500.
stinking ass parlays. Marty Mush.
I stood up for you today. Remember that.
Thank you. TJ, confirmed?
Confirmed.
Marty Mush.
I actually did great yesterday. I had great intel on that fucking Indians game, but I got the watch it work parlay, which I fucking love. I got the Reds. Yankees are on a roll. Beat the Orioles again. -1.
They won one quickly.
1.5.
Quickly.
Indians.
Two
Angels.
games.
Big F.
Big old card today. I got Marlins money line and the Marlins Nats over 8.5. I got Brewers on the run line. I got Cardinals money line 140. They've been beating up on the Mets. I got the Braves on the run line and the over and a bounce back. I got the Angels plus 200 and the Giants money line home at plus 100 over the Padres.
Me, small card today. I hate baseball. I'll be back in the big card tomorrow with NFL and a college game. Brewers, Tigers under with Brandon Woodruff pitching. Yankees, Orioles under with John Means pitching. Rays money line. Ben Mintz.
I also hate baseball after going 0-4. I got the Braves by running half of the Rockies, the Brewers by running a half, the under on Detroit, and the over Oakland's team total over.
Yeah, only you crumb bums can hate on someone going positive 22 units, no matter how they go positive.
You're kicking our ass. Of course we're hating on you.
Shout out Jersey Jerry. Had a
Yeah,
kid.
congrats,
God
Jersey
bless
Jerry.
you.
What a couple of weeks of life for Jersey
stuff.
Jerry. Great stuff.
All right, we'll be back
Jerry
tomorrow.
Jr.
We'll be back tomorrow. This is Pick Central. Yak is up next.